Thank you for joining us, Juan Pablo Raba. Hope I
Thank
said
you, man.
that correctly.
What is that? What is that T-shirt you have? Is that like Tron?
Oh,
What is it?
action to go go.
Oh,
Heavy
okay,
metal,
got it.
baby. Let's go.
That's cool, man.
And I wanted to start off with a quick story. I talked to my family about these interviews, and I asked my Kathy, Juan Pablo Raba? And her face lit up, and she said, "Yeah, he was in Freelance with John Cena." And she absolutely adored your character, and actually said your character said something that was very Colombian. So, but you're Colombian, correct? And Argentinian?
Yeah, I'm Colombian, Argentine father, raised a little bit all over the place, but mostly in between Spain, Argentina, and Venezuela.
Oh, wow. So very cosmopolitan.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, some might stay very confused too, but that's okay.
Excellent, excellent. Well, you're in Long Gone Heroes, which will be available on digital September 20th. Everybody should check it out. I watched the movie. No spoilers or anything, but very fun movie, very intense movie.
Yeah.
Particularly some of the stuff you were involved in, or the introduction to your character. Again, no spoilers or anything. But how did you find out about the film? Were you just going through roles, or did anybody reach out to you in particular?
To be honest, it kind of fell on my lap. I happened to be in Colombia for another project. It was taking time longer than expected, and a friend who was doing, the production service for Colombia, he kind of calls me out of the blue and says, "Yo, what's up, man? I'm a hit." And like, dude, there's this American guy who's coming to Colombia to finish a film. They started shooting in Puerto Rico. There's this character. We don't really know much about it. Nobody kind of knows still what it is, but would you be kind of interested? I'm like, well, let me. Who's the guy? So he told me John Swab, and it's Frank Grillo and Andy Garcia, Bonab, who I've worked together before, and so I kind of check John's, IMDb. I see the projects. I check a couple trailers. I'm like, I like this guy. I like this guy. I like the fact. I love people that kind of start working with a group of people and kind of continue with that over the years, because that for me says something about it. Like if you work with a director and you want to work again with him, and then again and then again, it's like, dude, there's got to be something here. And sure enough, we got on a Zoom call. We got together great. And then the next week we were shooting, man, and we had the most amazing experience. Just becoming friends and bonding, and that for me right now is probably the most important thing. Like I've done huge projects, and sometimes these kind of smaller, more independent, with a lot more freedom, they're so much more fun to do, man, because no one's breathing on your neck telling you what you have to do. It just becomes this collaboration. It's just kind of this freestyling, for everyone. And John is great at that, man. Like he knows what he wants, but he also lets you play around. So that was fun.
That's awesome. And one of the things I love about these interviews is I'm sort of learning more about the ecosystem, right? So I was going through the cast and noticing some things, and other directors working with other people repeatedly. So it's
Yeah.
just fascinating, and it's great to hear you had a great experience. But just to touch on the cast is amazing. I mean, Andy Garcia, Melissa Leo. I mean, you said a bunch of the names yourself, but I mean, Frank Grillo's the headliner here. What was it like working with him? Was it a lot of fun? Did you guys duke it out at all, for real, or anything like that?
Look, Frank, not at all. Frank is a very disciplined, intense man, right? He is also sober. He's been sober like recently, so he was sober during the film. I am sober myself. So like the thing with our job is that also like it's playtime, right? So you have a very intense, good day at work, and it's not one of those jobs where you have to go like, oh man, I need to decompress. Let's go. Like, dude, it's great. Like we're not curing cancer, man. It's like we're having a blast. We're playing pretend soldiers, dude. Now he takes it very seriously. He's one of these guys that just knows the business inside out. So it's a pleasure to watch, man, because he's the one that brings all this crew together. He brings in John, like, he brings in the writers, he brings on the DP. So this is his circus, This is his set. And he is ultra professional, very intense. And yeah, it's work time, man. It's a you have to make the day. That's the deal. That as fun as it is, you still have to make the day. So we have to go go go.
That's fantastic. It's awesome. So, Eden Brolin is in this as well. Josh Brolin's daughter.
Yeah.
Did he stop by the set to
No, he
at all, or
no
just
he
no
no he
just
did not.
involved?
He was not. He was shooting something else. You know, we're all the way in Colombia in the jungle. I'm sure he's not going to go there. Eden is one of the sweetest, most talented, and just coolest, gals you will ever encounter. She is a real treat. We became good friends. We went shopping into the little towns. I showed her around. I took her eating local food. It was really really cool. She's a sweetheart.
That's fantastic. How about Andy Garcia? Did you
I
get to,
didn't meet him. Unfortunately, I've been wanting to meet him forever, dude, because I love his career. And his part was shot in Puerto Rico, and I only shot in the last leg that was shot in Colombia. So, but with Bo, I did a film with Bo Knapp several years ago called Vandal. So yeah, and then it was Lane, who was amazing because he's a rapper. He's from the Boston area, and he's been the Joker, and he was in the town. So it's just like this really real guy. It was so much fun, dude.
that's awesome. And then Josh Hutcherson, I mean, he's been in some huge movies.
Well, and Josh, it's funny because if there's someone that you would think would have kind of the star kind of attitude, that would be Josh, right? Man, he's really fun. Like we went together to eat empanadas, and he's just
Of course.
and he lives in Madrid, and I had lived in Madrid, so we just had a bunch to talk about. He's always carrying. He loves music, so he's always carrying like a little speaker. So he would be just like playing a speaker all over, and he has the best energy, and everybody kind of pumps everybody out. He's one of these dudes. Also, he's been around, forever. Huge projects, but he already knows what's important about it. He's kind of an old dude trapped in a young man's body.
Yeah, well, he's got a certain energy. He's got a certain energy, certain manner. So, but glad to hear he's very down to earth and everything. But you brought up food. Like, what did you get anybody to try You said empanadas. How about bocadillos or caldo? Were you like showing people around a bit, or
I showed them anything they wanted. Like I took Eden like to the square, to the town square. We ate something called cholado, which is the only part of the world you'll have it. It's like just a bunch of different fruits with kind of Nesquik and condensed milk. It's gross, but it's so delicious, right? So yeah, and she was totally open to that experience too. So what's cool about shooting in Colombia with all these American productions is that I get to be a host, and I like that. And kind of Guapo that's what he is. He's a host. He's like, come here, guys, I'll show you around.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, Colombia is so beautiful.
It
The food is so great. I think it's one of those cuisines that people sort of sleep on, especially in the United States. But I mean, I'm biased, right? I'm sort of attached there now. Sort
No,
of.
of course, of
My
course.
daughter's half Colombian now. But yeah, no, but that's great. And so did you get to meet Melissa Leo at all too, or was her shooting?
I did not. I didn't get to meet Melissa. I didn't meet Andy. That's it. It's what it is. It was like Guapo is kind of a movie inside a movie.
Yeah.
It's like he's a complete different unit from everything else.
Got it. Very good. And then you worked with Bo Knapp before. What were the movies you worked on with him?
I did a movie with him called Vandal.
Vandal.
About street artists in Miami,
Very
based on true stories. Directed by what's his name? Oh my God. Okay, I forgot about that. Anyway, Bo plays kind of an over the top, kind of rich, spoiled kid artist, street artist. And now it's funny, because I talked to him a lot because he was super skinny in this film Vandal. Like, you should check it out. And now he's like this just muscle monster. He's huge. He works out so much, and he's just into nutrition. He's a really cool cat.
Awesome. Well, I'm definitely gonna be checking out a couple more things. And again, this movie is just fantastic. But it's such a unique thing about being an actor, right? You come together, you make this big production, and then you split off, and you may work with someone again, or you may not, right?
Yeah, and you have to. Here's the deal: to make it work, you also need to kind of embrace that, like, this is a family kind of thing. Like, for the next 2 weeks or 2 months or 2 years, this is going to be my family because I'm going to spend with them more time probably than with my family. So you really have to make it work. You know, it's tough. It's tough. Making movies is tough. You really have to grind. It's a huge privilege as well. But you know, for me right now, all I want to do is work with cool people, cool projects, you know, and whatever happens with the projects, it's just not up to me, man. You know, like all I can do is be responsible, be on time, know my lines, you know, and try to make the best out of it for everybody else. That's it. And this is one of those projects where I'm so happy. Like I can't believe we're even talking about it right now. Like for me, it was just like, yeah, man, we just went to this boot camp. It was great. That's it. Now it's actually a movie. Okay, go figure.
No, well, that's awesome. Again, great movie. Juan Pablo, thank you so much for your time. It's a pleasure talking to you. Gonna get my family to sit down
Thank
and
you,
watch
man.
some more of your work. And I wish you nothing but the best moving forward. It's been an absolute pleasure talking to you, an absolute honor.
Thank you, brother. Likewise. Appreciate it.
This is Derek Scarzella. Thank you so much for watching this video. Just doing a quick outro. Please like, subscribe, and comment. Above all, we want to hear what you have to say about this video, this movie, what it meant to you. Also, follow us on Instagram, Twitter, of course, YouTube. Check out our website, actionagogo.com. And of course, you can check out my own novels, Knuckle Crackbone, as well as The Vicious Game. Links are all down below. We also have a merch store if you want to enjoy our glorious Action A Go Go electric logo, which is going to come right after this. And of course, again, thank you so much for watching. It's super appreciated. Hope you had a good time. I know we did.